On the phone trying to get some money. Like, you don't...
Well, let me tell you my name. Let me get your name real quick.
Is your name De Niro?
All right, cool.
All right. If your name's not De Niro, then I'm on the phone.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hoes, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all.
If you meet somebody and they're a 300K woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are.
No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you gonna try to figure out which lion gonna bite your ass or not? You're gonna be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fucking difference.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety.
This is Drew, and I'd like to welcome you back to Real Talk Media One. Today, I want to discuss something that I think is kind of serious, especially with the hard times that a lot of us are going through right now as far as trying to make ends meet. But I mean, listen to a lot of women online talking about submission and the things that they will and will not tolerate. But are these women, the good ones and the so-called not good ones, will they actually submit to a man, or will they only submit to a dollar? Let's talk about it.
What men are not thinking about when you are upset about a woman that you're choosing is that we ultimately want to submit to the leadership of our partner. Most women want to be soft in their homes. Most women want to be led by their partner, especially feminine women. Let me not say most women. Feminine women want to be led. So that's who I'm speaking to right now. Masculine men want to lead. Well, this is the thing. If I'm making all the decisions for the household, because I don't question where my rent is going to come from. I have a call, like all the things you just said, I'm like, oh, I did that 15 years ago. You know, so the conversations are a little bit different. And I feel like if you have to juggle between how am I gonna put food in my fridge, gas in my car, and also pay my rent on time, because at a time when I first moved to America from Canada at 20 years old, that was my story. That was a long time ago, and that's no longer my story. So if that's your story, great. Go be with somebody that has that similar story. Go be with somebody else.
That's the extreme example, though.
That's the extreme.
But the conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the leader.
Darwin McPherson, if I'm not mistaken, talking about this woman named Sarah Fontenot. Now, I've listened to a lot of her podcasts and whatnot, and she talks basically about, you know, being a good woman and submitting to men and all that. But what I've noticed is if you let a lot of these women talk long enough, they'll pretty much tell you exactly, you know, what they think and how they view relationships in modern day. You know, a lot of them will use words like I want to submit and, you know, whatever. But if you really listen to them, all they're thinking about is the dollar bill, what they can get out of it. But let's continue.
It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
Let me finish. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy, the physical. And that's why I said in the beginning, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. You cannot use 7 because that's how I measure success. It's not just.
Stop right there. Now, she just said, sitting there talking about rating yourself, and she used everything except financially. You have to be able to read womanese. What she's trying to say is if you don't have the money, you don't have the income that she thinks that you should have, then you're not fit to lead a woman like her.
It's about the money. If all you have is money, you're broke. And to a woman, if all you have is your body, you're broke too. Y'all deserve each other. That's the modern day woman I'm talking about. And the men, they deserve each other. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna lead this household, I don't wanna have to slow down to let you pass me up.
We don't care about how independent you are. We don't care about how much money you make. We don't care about what Ivy League school you went. It does not matter to us. Why is it that you find?
And real quick, you want to know why it doesn't matter? You're not going to share it with us. First thing, a lot of these women saying, hey, you know, I can do bad all by myself. I'm not helping your man to come up or whatnot. You know, a man, he'll take a woman and basically rescue her from nothing and put her right on the shelf. But women are not going to do that.
Anthony Davis, $300 million is what he made. He just married the waitress.
Yep.
What woman in here, $300 million, gonna marry the man in the drive-thru?
Amen.
Don't raise your hands because I'm gonna kick you out of here for lying.
There you go.
You're not gonna do it. You 300 million strong, and he's saying, can you please drive up now?
I know that's right.
Hold on for a second. You want biscuits with that? He look kind of good. I like the way his nameplate is. You ain't gonna give him the. He can't even ask you a question outside of that restaurant. That's the truth.
Yep.
But you can take a man who's a multi-billionaire, and she comes from nothing. She can be walking barefoot with dirty feet.
Yep.
But if there's something about her that he likes, that's who he's gonna marry.
Yep.
It's just the truth. It's how we are. Why? We're provided. I can change all of that. I can put shoes on her feet.
Mm-hmm.
I can clean her up.
Yep.
I can do all of that. I can't buy femininity.
You right.
We don't care about how independent you are.
Now this guy right here, he spoke a mouthful. I definitely couldn't put it any better myself. Men don't care about that because the bottom line is women are inherently selfish. They're trying to figure out the best way they can survive and get the most out of whatever situation they're in. You know, and that's just the way they're built. It's no being mad at them, but you have to be aware of how they think so you'll be able to deal with them as such. And like you said, these women running around talking about, you know, I got my own house, I got my own car, pay my own bills. That's what grown people do. You don't get kudos for being a grown-up.
You're goddamn right.
That's what grown people do. You don't hear men running around saying stupid stuff like that. They will get laughed right off the internet. That's what people do when you get grown and you own your own. But like he said, none of these women, not even one, would pick a boy out of the drive-thru and say, look here, you know, I'm gonna go ahead on and straighten you up, you know, and, you know, help you with a business and, you know, marry you and you don't have nothing to offer them. It's just not gonna happen. Men and women are built different. And I hate to say it, but most women, I would say all pretty much, are selfish, but there are degrees to it. Some will try to help you somewhat, you know, but they still have to figure out how they're going to get something out of it. Most women are not going to just do anything for you and expect nothing in return, but they want you to do for them all the time and not expect anything.
So let's speak about the women who are not feeling, because it's so extreme that the average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? So when we're speaking about extremes, we're speaking about your specific situation, right? And we are not accounting for the actual listener.
Okay.
The actual listener is making 50, 70.
They're not even making that
maybe
much.
80, right? So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we've completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation where we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man, imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Now, I will say, this woman right here, when you first listen to her, she seemed like she got some sense. She kind of understand, you know, how the conversation is going. You know, this Fontenot woman, basically all she's talking about is high earners and, you know, the guys that she don't want to get with that's going to hold her back and this, that, because basically she's not looking for a husband. She's looking for a wife. And she doesn't understand that it's not about how much money a person has that makes them fit to be a leader. I'm sorry. That is not the be all end all. Now, men, we do want to pay bills. We want to take care of our family, but don't get it twisted. You know, I've been in a situation that I had my old lady, you know, she worked for years and finally last, I told her she didn't have to work. But I'm gonna be honest. Once she didn't have to work, she didn't want to work. And I do mean she didn't want to do nothing in the house or out the house after a while, because after you do something for a while, you know, and people start to expect it, it turns into not appreciation, but it turns into entitlement. Now, even with this woman, she sounds like she got some sense, but we're gonna see if she stay on track, because I'm gonna tell you that sister code is hard to, you know, really go against. You know, they start out talking like they got some sense, but usually if you let these women talk long enough, sooner or later, they're gonna basically reveal the hand.
And Willie Lynch's How to Make a Slave, Willie Lynch clearly states, make the light hate the dark, make the old hate the young, turn the women against the men, break the families, control the minds, and you will never need chains again.
And it's not about just being a slave, because you can be a slave in different ways. And it seems like society, especially a lot of these women, all they are is a slave to the dollar. They would do anything. They have no self-respect, and they're definitely not willing to team up with anybody and we build something together. Even the so-called good ones, to me, they start to sound just like the ones that just run the street, that just broke and busted.
They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference.
So once you get, you know, the sex is basically hating each other. You know, I can't stand you because you dark skinned. I can't stand you because you a brokey. All that old foolishness. Yeah, you're gonna keep the families divided, and all you do is then is perpetuating a stereotype of poor, black, ignorant people that will continue for a lifetime. Oh, I understand, you know, we need money to live. There's no doubt about that. But it's not just about a dollar, because somebody could be mistreating you behind closed doors, and that's male or female. And just because the bills are paid does not make a person happy.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
I don't have a name.
You ain't even turn around and give me a conversation. What's up?
Not really my type.
I mean, what's your type?
Not you.
So, girl, have a good one. You said I'm ugly?
Oh my God.
That's cool.
Pull off on her dumb ass.
She got nerve.
This your car?
Yo, this is what it is.
This little clip I pulled from London's Way. But did you hear what went on with that situation? He approached her real nice. Hey, how you doing? You ain't my type. And you ugly. She didn't have to throw all that extra on top. Just say, I'm not interested, and keep on going. Wouldn't even been an issue. But these women have gotten so emboldened, they feel they can talk to you in that kind of way, and then you just supposed to take it, you know, and act like it never happened when they decide they want to switch up. Come on now.
Crazy.
Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes. Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's all to a person.
I said it 20
and
minutes
to
ago.
allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things, that's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going around about a way to say it.
So far, this woman's making a lot of sense. I don't know how long it's gonna go on, but she's acting like, you know, if you can't make, you can't raise a family on $50,000, $60,000. Are you rich? Most definitely not. Are you gonna watch your pennies? Most definitely. But you can definitely raise a family, you know, if everybody's frugal and keep an eye on your pennies and don't have a lot of children. You can make it work. I didn't say you're rich. I didn't say you're gonna be going on vacation, you know, every time you turn around. That's not gonna happen. But most people don't do that anyway. But most of these women, only way they feel like you can show them that you care about them is how much money you're gonna spend on them.
Serious about me if you're not taking care of me in some type of way. Anybody can take me to dinner. Anybody. Somebody who doesn't care about me can take me to dinner. Somebody who doesn't care about me is not gonna go pay my electric bill. That's how I know you care about me. That's how I know you're real. That's how I know you're saying what you're about. And you have, here's the thing, is I wouldn't be asking that of just anybody. You have a nice car. You can clearly do that shit with ease. Unless I'm mistaken. Am I mistaken?
They go to shame and tactics
now. Can you or can you not do that shit with ease? So if you care about a woman, why would you not want to do that for her?
This is the thing though. You're not wifey. You're nothing right now.
Okay. And
so why would I just go out my way to pay your bills and
I'm not asking you to.
No, that's basically what you said. You said I need to take care of you financially.
It's sad out there, but too many women think like this woman right here. Soon as they meet you, say, hey, hi, how you doing? Spend some money, pay some bills for me, this, that, and the other. You're not paying bills, you don't care about me. You're not gonna tell me that these women don't understand what they're doing. If these women really like these men, I promise you, they're not coming at a man that they really want to be with or want to try to get or whatnot. begging for no money. They're not doing it. What they'll do is put on their best dress, spend their last penny to look like something on the date or whatnot, and they definitely not gonna complain about where he takes them because this is somebody she wants. They make these kind of rules for the guy that they don't want.
Say it, but that's how people are perceiving the things that y'all say. And when y'all speak, y'all completely discount a large portion of the world because you only speak towards your experience, and that's not fair to the average listener.
I agree with that. But I also feel like, and the men in the comment section gonna tell me if I'm wrong. I believe if you're making $50,000, $60,000 right now, I believe you still have a desire. Even if your family is happy with you, your wife is happy with you, there's a desire in you to make enough to where she may not have to go to work one day. To make enough to where your kids ain't got to worry about whether they can pay for college or not.
But you're valid before you even get there.
But I'm saying there's a desire for that to happen.
The desire is there.
The desire is there.
Viable.
And here's the thing, the desire is there. A lot of times, a lot of men, they're more concerned about making that finances and that security because they want to give it to somebody. They want to provide it to somebody. So it's that innate thing that we have. So that's why I'm saying on the flip side, I can understand why a woman would be attracted to a man's desire to do that.
Now this guy right here is talking about, most men having the desire to take care of the women. We do. We definitely, especially if you earn it, you've been with us through the trenches, we done got this thing together, we kind of get to the point where we can rest. Hey, I'm all with it. But what I figured out, as an older man myself, been with my woman 30-some years, she had to work a lot of it, until we could get to the stage. But what I found out is once I told her, you don't have to go to work no more. You don't have to work for nobody else. Come work for me. Come work for my company or whatnot. I noticed as time went on, she wanted to do less and less. I mean, when she worked, she, had to go to work, get up 6 o'clock in the morning. She would come home, cook, clean, make sure everything was straight. Now basically she sits at the house pretty much all day unless, we're busy or whatnot, and I need her at the office handling business, and doesn't want to, got a brand new wash out there, don't even want to throw the clothes in there, fussing, about having to cook most of the time. I honestly believe, and this is a certain thing I tell my son, I don't think that no woman should be allowed to just sit at the house and do nothing. I don't care how much money you got.
You're goddamn right.
I don't care how much money you got, she needs to work. Now, she can be doing volunteer work. She needs to have something to occupy her mind. You do not want a woman just sitting around playing video game and watching TV all day, and just looking up at you talking about where's the money. That's the worst type of woman you have in your life. But let's see what Darwin McPherson got to say about this whole situation.
To do that.
No. Ace, I'm sorry. This is outdated thinking, sir. This is an innate quality men have been exploited for. You're right about women seeing this as something attractive because they have been a financial beneficiary when everything goes to shit, and they are incentivized to see through and promote it in men as an attractive trait to continue exploiting this innate quality. But men have caught on. Creators like myself have been working above and beyond to counter this and tell men protect themselves and his resources from these type of women.
But also there's a component of this that we are missing, and that is that men that are not happy with where they are financially are fucking mean. They treat you terribly, okay? And I feel like there's a space for that, and this is why I'm saying that it's not that you're not valuable.
Let's go ahead and look at this thing for a minute. What she's saying is, it's not that men are mean as hell if they're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. What she mean by mean as hell, you got to be able to translate meaning. They're not giving her any and everything that she wants. She can't go on shopping spree, run up credit card, and just spend money that they don't have. Men that don't have that kind of money, they have rules that, we got to save money. We're not going to just spend up every penny just because we have it. And I can tell you this, even a rich man has rules. It's just a lot of these women, they'll never get them. Because what they don't understand is a man doesn't get rich by wasting his money. It just doesn't happen.
To me, but there's a room and a lane for everybody that I feel like makes it safe and equitable for all the parties involved.
But I feel like a gentleman thing to do would be that you would take care of my travel expenses as well,
I mean, why do you feel like you're deserving of that though? What makes you feel like I should do that?
I think just as a I think a gentleman does that. So I think
Shame
maybe
and tactics.
that's why I feel like, a man.
He don't even know her. He just met her 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I feel like he should do it for his woman. You're not my woman.
Yeah, but you can't get to be like, I can't be like your woman if you're not willing to like do the little things, you know, which is like.
So what are you doing for me?
Dates.
Exactly.
What do you bring to the table? What are you doing for me? I don't want to know.
I don't know, like.
What do you mean you don't know?
Providing
what?
The vibe.
All that giggling.
I don't know. Just
Nothing.
like being like with you, you know, like
Unbelievable.
hanging out and like, I don't know, just being together.
Fellas, when a woman comes in and injects her subjective experience into the conversation, she is setting the precedence for what is to come. And she is using her traumatic experience to gain order, which forces everyone to be empathetic and validate the next thing she says. Fellas, I've been in so many discussions with women, I can see this tactic coming a mile away and it doesn't work with me. Everything she just said had nothing to do with what was said already. This is a way to secretly migrate the flow and tone of the discussion over to their liking. So you have to block out everything she said in the beginning because it had so many false claims. It becomes difficult to listen to. For example, the claim that when men are not where they want to be financially, they are mean as fuck. It requires context and elaboration because a claim like that has to be substantiated by some data, and she did not provide that. And I wish someone would have challenged that before letting her continue, but I digress.
If you meet somebody and they're a 300K woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are. And
See, she's talking about herself. She's gonna feel valued and at peace and all that if you got hundreds of thousands of dollars. But look, you see this woman's hand, if you look close, ain't no ring on it. So obviously she wasn't able to get that man. And I can guarantee this woman's at least in her mid-30s if I had to guess. Mid to upper 30s. She's probably not quite 40, but she's overweight. You know, she got all this mentality as far as, you know, everybody got to make all this big money or whatnot. And the thing is, you haven't been able to get this particular man that you keep talking about. You can't even get him. So, I mean, what are you saying?
it's no harm, no foul in that. Stay there in that lane with the women that are in alignment with you and leave the women, and don't be mad at us calling us broke, gold diggers, dirty, bald head scallywags on the internet because we are in this lane.
Boom. Again, another woman who believes her money places her in a different lane. Fellas.
There it is.
Women are communicating to us that their income, if it is higher than yours, absolves them from aligning with you.
Yep.
When women communicate this, they are indirectly communicating that they are not helpmeets.
Amen.
Meaning they will not support any man they out-earn, which removes man from the entity a woman submits to and replaces him with his income.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? Women submit to money, not man.
Excuse me.
I'm on the phone.
Let me talk to you real quick. I don't mean to take up the time. 30 seconds.
I'm on the phone. Listen, I'm talking about getting money. If you're not talking about getting no money,
I like that.
Look,
you know,
yeah.
me and money speak the same sentence.
All right.
What's your
Dinero, pesos, what kind of money you talking?
So I can't talk to you if it ain't about no money?
Hold on. No, I'm on the phone trying to get some money. Like, you don't...
Well, let me tell you my name. Let me get your name real quick.
Is your name Dinero?
All right, cool.
All right. If your name's not Dinero, then I'm on the phone.
It's cool. Keep that same energy, though.
Unbelievable.
So what's up? We going shopping?
Shopping?
Yes? You need to take me shop?
Now, this situation with Tico kind of gives you an idea of what Darwin was just talking about. The only thing that most of these women value for is a dollar. She just blew him slam off. His name, your name ain't Dinero. Why are you talking to me? And then think you got the gumption to come back to me after you done diss me, talk trash to me, and fix your lip and think I'm supposed to spend some money. Come on now.
What kind of shit is that?
Excuse me.
And again, it doesn't make me feel like I don't value you the same, but I have also experienced men that are uphill coming up a financial battle. And the good thing is that it will be wonderful to meet a man and he's like, babe, let's do this together. Let's build. I got this, you got that. You got my back, I got your back. But the reality of it is because I went to fucking school, I was valedictorian, I graduated, I got a master's degree, I did all this shit. Now you mad at me because you not in my lane. Get in your lane, make some more money, and then come over here. Now we all good. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, if you listen to Big Girl right here, she's not thinking about aligning with no man. I can tell you that right now. She just sat there and kind of contradicted herself because, you know, we trying to start a business and whatnot. You got 100,000, I got 50. You know, I put my 50, you put 50. Let's go ahead and do this thing. She's not willing to do that. You know, she's going to look down on this man because she got all her accolades or whatnot, and this is supposed to make her, you know, her value as far as the sexual dating market a lot higher. A lot of these women are just delusional because, like we looked at earlier in the video, we don't care about your money because you're not doing anything with it to help us. And I can pretty much guarantee you, this particular woman, she considers herself a good woman. You know, she figures she's, you know, top of the line or whatnot because she's educated and whatever. I don't know what kind of money she got because a lot of lies getting told about how much money these women are making. But if you really listen through all that womanese and whatnot, all they're really talking about is how much money you got and how much of it they can get out of you. That's it. All that, you know, you're down here and work your way up here and we all good, all that old blue, blue, blah, that means absolutely nothing. They're just trying to figure out what you got and how much of it they can get.
What's your name? I'm London. I can't know your name?
Hey.
How's your day going?
Good.
Maybe we can get to know each other.
Nah, sorry.
Why not?
Already talking to somebody.
But you're not interested?
Nah, just not. What you doing today?
Here we go.
Well, what's up?
We can go out.
I'm good now.
I feel like you should actually try to get to know me though.
For what?
I think I'm all set though.
I think we should go to brunch.
Nah.
Why not?
Excuse me, what is you doing?
Like we should go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Let go real quick. You wanna go over there for no reason because the door locked. I just told you the door locked. If I let you in this car, do not waste my time.
Oh, it's gonna get wasted.
In the car.
Okay, well, I feel like that you're doing really well for yourself. We might as well go out to eat. You tell me more about yourself. Maybe go shopping a little bit.
Here we go.
Have some fun at the mall.
I think I'm cool on that though. We can go get food though. We can chop it up.
Okay, let's go to Lennox over there.
Hey, look, I'm all set though.
You wanna go?
No, I'm good.
Why? I need a very detailed
I don't gotta explain myself.
Really?
This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start.
It's simple.
But it's
simple.
I'm gonna push back just a little bit.
I love how you push back.
I love you, sis. The way that you just spoke was like there was no issue with the men who made a certain amount of money. That's less than what you desire. In your last tonight's conversation episode, you said that man would have never even met me, which you ate when you said it. I fucked with how you said it.
Again, this woman is breaking all kinds of codes, and I guarantee you, if I look at the comments, which is a female majority audience,
oh, they ragging her out.
They are frying her ass for that because she is literally exposing the other two women, and typically women do not do that, especially black women. But she is right. The women flip-flop. She did not let that pass. But something is beginning to stand out to me. Either the men in this discussion is ordered to let the women get their thoughts in, or they don't have the balls to check the other two women because they have a female-based audience and do not want to lose those loyal fans. But if the first is true, I understand.
But it wouldn't even looked my way. They wouldn't even been in the same room as me. The way that you said it, it lacked compassion. And so how you said it now gave validity and value to them, and acknowledging that where they are is valuable where they are. Don't work for me, but there's still value in them. But when you say that man would have never even met me, when women hear that and when men hear that, there's no compassion in that. So it instantly devalues them, it devalues their purpose, and it devalues how they have the ability to show up.
I think that was an excellent point. Now, I'm very seldom I hear women, you know, online, you know, really speaking it for like it is. This woman act like she's so high up that, you know, all these men beneath, they wouldn't even never met me. They wouldn't even never even laid eyes on me. We wouldn't even never cross paths because I'm too good for you. Come on now. The results are not saying that because I don't see now ring on a finger. And these guys on here, obviously they simped out. They've been told to shut your mouth. You just go along if you want to be on the camera. And that's what they're doing.
Candace, I completely hear you. I completely hear you on that. But I stand 10 toes on what I said, and also my delivery, on my delivery as well. And I hear you, and I'm glad that this is a space where you can acknowledge, like, oh, you know, that may not have been, you know, it lacked empathy, it lacked understanding. But I truly, truly mean that. And this has come from somebody who built a tech startup, who has moved through spaces, who has been 22 in a C-suite, dealing with white men and all type of misogyny, sexism, and double standards, right? And the truth of the matter is that there are spaces that I am in, and there are men that live a lifestyle, whether you want to drink on the weekend, whether you got Don Julio pouring up, whether you're not getting up and going to the gym, there are men that live a lifestyle that I don't meet.
Okay, you know, and all these men that live in these lifestyles, the men you done been around on your way up and all these tech companies you done built, how come you ain't got one of them? Where is your husband? See, I don't know, it kind of goes back to something Kevin Samuels used to always say, rest in peace. You know, that these single women are the ones that keep other women single. You start listening to women like this, she may or may not have two pennies in the bank, I don't know. But a lot of these women, you know, they're just faking for the camera. Kind of like that B. Simone situation. You know, 2 or 3 years ago, she wouldn't date a 9-to-5 man, and he ain't good enough, and he broke in this, that, and the other. You know, and Kevin Samuels basically said, you know, basically she was, you know, one bad comment from being canceled. And just a couple of months ago, she crying broke. She can't spend money. Ain't got no man, ain't nobody trying to come and rescue her. You know, this right here is another woman that would be on that B. Simone type of territory in my book.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that we are not in alignment. It's not that you a bum, that you a terrible person or nothing like that, but there are lanes that I have lived that my lifestyle reflects a crop and an abundance that men that are not cropping or not sharing, they're not there. Right. And that's just, I stand on that. I think exactly.
So this woman communicated that the men she talks down to, she doesn't see them, or they do not have access to where she exists in the world. That's fine. And it happens a lot depending on the path and choices you make. Women who make bad choices end up around hookup culture and degeneracy. Other women end up around high-level people. But again, this woman continues to expose something that she is intentionally leaving us curious about. She is boasting about her success and access. But look at her hand. Look at it. She has not been chosen. And I don't know how old she is, but she did say she's been in the C-suite since 22 years old. She looks like a good 35 or more. So she had access over a decade to quality options, but does not display that she belongs to anyone. So what am I trying to say? I'm connecting the dots here. She comes off as not the problem, but can't seem to get picked. That tells me there is deception present, and I cannot take her serious or believe the things she's saying because it does not make sense.
What you're saying is valid, and you should stand on it because that's what you deserve and that's your standard.
Now,
she flip-flopped.
The short-haired sister
she was doing good.
Well.
She was.
But this is where she became toxic, and she doesn't even know it. She just told a woman who was probably 35 to 40 years of age to maintain a standard that has been failing her for 15 years. This is horrible advice, and I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed. Because the lady with the short hair was maintaining a pattern.
She was doing good.
Speaking accountability and truth. But she snapped out of it and went back on sister code. Fellas, these are the women we used to hope to lead other women out of delusion. But unfortunately, the feminist hold is too strong even for the women who may seem bright and just.
This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all.
We have come to the conclusion that if any woman is moving without male oversight, she is vulnerable to backsliding back to being out of order.
She was talking real good. She talked like she had some sense. She kind of understood, you know, that these women are talking above, like they are over everybody else because, you know, they may have 2 or 3 pennies in the bank or whatnot. These men would never even go, you know, even sniff them basically or whatnot. And then she backslided. You know, once things started getting a little tight, now she's telling a woman that has all these standards that obviously, like he said, has not served her. She has not been picked. She's not married. And she's getting overweight. Let's just be real. She's too big to not have any kids if she doesn't have any. Now, she may have some, I don't know. But she looked like she might have popped 1 or 2 out. But what you see now is the best this woman's going to get as far as looks. And believe it or not, when men look at women, what you look like, as far as what we see by the eye, that's the very first thing that's gonna get you looked at. Now, any value you may have after that, builds up over time once you've proven yourself. But the first thing is appearance. And for a woman that's trying to get picked and talking all that trash, no thighs that big, it's gonna be hard for her to find this mythical man that fits all the things that she thinks she deserves. And with that, let's wrap this thing up. I'll see you guys at the next one.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently